All right, welcome back to another VOD review as we do this every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on our Twitch and YouTube channels along with TikTok Live. You can find us every single day, and today we're going to go over a twofer for you. It's a Magneto / Scarlett Witch comp, and they're learning the characters, and our team seems to be killing it stat-wise, but it was such a hard fight. Looking for a better insight as to why it's such a struggle and what we could do better. This is a plat lobby for Scarlet Witch and Magneto. I'm excited to review this, and we'll see how well this team does together. We're gonna go ahead and start this VOD review here. Scarlet Witch is actually a pretty good pick, and a lot of people, I think, is a sleeper pick for a lot of people. For this reason, well, you could have killed that Spider-Man about like 3 times already, but that's fine. See? Spider-Man's almost gone. Scarlet Witch, in my opinion, is a sleeper pick. All right, she's taking a little bit of a sneaky flank. Oh, that's a. Oh, I see the vision. I see the vision. I would have just went ahead and left clicked on him. I like the flank so far. The squirrel girl pick. You're chasing the pick though. I would go for the healer who's behind the squirrel girl. You kind of just ran in a straight line there. All right. I like the first pick though. You were able to get the Jeff. Again, help your back line with the good job with the Spider-Man. Nice pick. Good shots. Yep. I like the choice here, going for the Invisible Woman. Be careful, there is a cap there. He may not hit super hard. However, he still hurts. You have someone. You're right. Yep, there you go. You don't want to walk in a straight line. They kind of... When you get into higher ranks, walking into a straight line is not what you want to do. Okay, finish off the cap. You can do this. Get the Jeff. There you go. Good job. All right, nice job going back to your team. Good job. I like it. Good job. Or a dagger. Good job. A lot of people have asked me, you know, what's a good pick for dive? I actually started playing Scarlet Witch more, and she's really good to help your backline with dive. If Namor and Storm are ever banned in your diamond lobbies, she's not a bad pick to have. Sneaky little ult here. Boom, got him. Nice, that was a good pick. Very good pick. You're in the front line though. There you go. Move back to your back line. Good job. Her team up is really good. Really good. I actually didn't realize how strong her team up was with Magneto until I played with Scarlet Witch yesterday with Magneto. And man, that was... The amount of damage that Magneto can put out every... I think it's 15 or 20 seconds with the team up is pretty nasty. The one thing that I will say that you're not doing very well on is the fact that you're in front line. You shouldn't be in the front. You should be close to your team. Doing these flank plays is good because you have the two fades, but you also want to not go deep into their back line because of the fact that if you do get in trouble, your team can't heal you. So like doing this is fine. Another little tech that I've seen a lot of Scarlet Witch players do as well in higher ranks is they use a fade to get high ground and then float down so that you're over their heads while you are flanking. This is so high skill. Look, it's not about a matter of skill, chat. It's a matter about using the right characters in certain situations, right? And she's playing this character right. Hey, you got help from your Magneto. That's great. Look for your supports and you should be good. There's a lot of Witch mains that play too aggressive, and you have to learn with Witch that she has a really good escape and that her skill ceiling may not be super high, but she is very helpful. So here's one thing that I will say as Scarlet Witch. That was not a bad idea. It was bad execution. If you would have been able to play with your Magneto and planned it with your Magneto, the Magneto could have bubbled you while you were in the air, and you could have probably gotten 1 or 2 kills from that. Remember, your ults shouldn't have to be a huge team wipe, right? With Scarlet Witch, getting 1 or 2 picks wins you the team fight as you continue to rank up, right? You don't have to get this whole team wipe. I know it's the dream, chat, but this is something that you have to start thinking about. In this game, you get your ults so fast. There's no reason why you should hold on to your ult for half of the round, right? You should be using your ult as fast as possible to get 1 or 2 picks, and even to save your team defensively. A lot of people that I've seen up through the ranks will hold on to their ults forever. You don't want to do that. However, planning with your team is something you need to do. You still have to think about, hey, what ults are currently up right now? Yeah, a lot of good combos that I've been seeing with Scarlet Witch, and something that I've communicated with Scarlet Witch is whenever you play with her, comboing her ult with an Invisible Woman ult or even a Luna Snow ult is actually not a bad idea, because you stay in their ult and you don't die because you're in the ult, right? So you can literally walk up with your Luna, as long as they don't have a Punisher or something that can team wipe you, and take out 1 or 2 people. Scarlet with a strange ult, yeah. That's really good too. All right, I do like this, but again, you're playing a little too forward. I don't like that you play in front of your tanks. Let your tanks take that space and then take a flank, right? One thing that I would do here as Scarlet Witch, instead of playing down here, as Scarlet Witch, she has so many escapes. She has 2 escapes that come every like 10 seconds. I would play this high ground, right, with your Moon Knight. When the Thor pushes in, you and the Moon Knight can take out that Thor very easily. And then you can kind of flank back here as Scarlet Witch, and with her range, you could start chip damaging their Invisible Woman. You can start chip damaging maybe their Jeff, throw some right clicks into his area to make some space alongside your tanks. These are good ways to do so. And right now, yeah, your Magneto is dead. But right now, this is a better angle than being in the front line of Scarlet Witch, because you're just going to get some chip damage from the Squirrel Girl on the defending team. Those are some of the things that you should be looking at. From up there, she can use her E ability. Yeah, exactly. She can use her E ability to actually, her E ability is super good as well. And the reason why it's super good is in choke points, you can use her E ability, which is a sphere that comes out, and it can stop you and stun your enemy, the enemy team that passes through it for a millisecond, or a second, excuse me. And then once they're stunned, you can continue to do damage. You put those E abilities in choke points to make it harder for the opposing team to push through. And it makes a good way for making space for your team. Again, just little things to start looking at, and it could improve your gameplay quite a bit, just a Scarlet Witch alone. Moving back, you can take out Iron Fist pretty easily. Help out your Cloak and Dagger. Good job. Good job. Good kill. Good shot. Good shot. All right. Again, I would try to take the high ground here. Take the high ground. Use the high ground. I talk about high ground all the time. Use the high ground. Good choice. I like that. Fade out of that. Use, again, go on high ground. What are choke points? Choke points are areas like this. So choke points are areas like this where they have to come through and there's no other directions. Yes, you could go through this direction, take the high ground. You can go this direction, take the high ground. But as far as the attacking team, they are forced to stay near this cart. To make this cart move, they are forced to go through this part. This is considered a choke point where they're actually having to push the cart to push through. As the opposing defending team, I would take this high ground because you don't have to be in front of the cart. That is for your tank to be. This is another position for the opposing team to be when they're pushing through the cart. So they're forced to look up, and instead of just looking straight ahead. These are good choke points. As Scarlet Witch, you have so much mobility. You're able to take away those choke points and moving in on the opposing team and flanking from this side, flanking from the top side, flanking from up here. You can take so much space along with your tank to make sure that you can push this a little bit easier instead of just pushing through the main corridor, which is what everybody does. Those are the things that you have to think about, because if everybody just pushes through here, let's pretend that the team comp is different. I know I'm going off tangent a little bit here, chat. They have a Punisher, they have a Thor, and if they would have had a shield, if they would have had a shield tank here, all they would have to do is hold up the shield as Strange. The Punisher sits in the back with a turret and just blasts your team every single time down this corridor, putting press of fire onto this team so that they have to get closer and take him out. That's the reason why you have to start looking at different ways of looking into how to attack. In this game, there are so many ways to do this. A lot of people don't realize there's actually a hidden corridor down here, right? As an attacking team, and you can come up here, boop, boop, right behind the enemy team line so that you don't have to go through the first choke point. But this building has to be repaired before this is open. But this is another little way to get behind the team as a flanker. And as Scarlet Witch, if they didn't see you, which she's set up right now, but if they didn't see you, this is actually a really good spot for you to be in and be annoying, right? Along with your Moon Knight, who could take the high ground up here. And now you have their what's called a pinch method. You have one from one side, one on the other side, and you have your tank holding space here, which gives you the opportunity to push in, right? So these are things to start thinking about and strategize as you move up. So when I talked about earlier today, I said up to gold, this game tests your skill. After gold / plat, you started thinking about strategy, because plat players, it depends. Like early plat, not so much, but like later in plat, when you're getting closer to diamond, people are starting to strategize and put things together, right? How can I combo alts? How can I combo things? And these are the things you need to start thinking about. How can I help make space and get a pick instead of shoving your head through the main corridor? Those are things you need to be. All right. Good pick on the Jeff. I love, see how she's able to escape? She's able to escape with her RB, which is left shift on PC. But see, that's why you don't front. That's why you don't do that. That's exactly why I said don't go in the front. Because you have a squirrel girl who's right there who can blow you up. You gotta wait for your tank. Let your tank make the space. You're in bad positioning right there. Be careful here because they have turret out. I know what you're gonna try to do. Good. Oh, nice, nice. You took out 2 or 3 people. Very nice. Scarlet Witch is 26-4. Pretty good. All right, this is a good pick by the Scarlet if she can get it. I will say one thing that I have noticed about the Scarlet Witch, just an observation from earlier gameplay, is I think your sensitivity on your controller needs some fine tuning, just a little bit. Because it's taking you a little too long to find where your aim is supposed to be at, which I know it's a little bit harder on controller, but there are settings that you can use to make it easier for you to aim. And I think right now, that's something I would fine tune as Scarlet, is to look at, not just Scarlet, but any of your characters. Right now, this is a very dangerous area. You don't want to be here by yourself. Join your team. It looks like there's getting stuck every so often. If you've ever played controller, you know what I'm talking about, where you have to move, but the cursor just takes forever to move. There are sensitivity settings that you can use on your console to make that easier for you, so your movement is a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. It's not that you have aim, it's your settings need a little fine tuning. It makes it easier for you to play. Luna Snow is very much about aim. So you need to be able to hit your shots as Luna Snow. You also don't want to play in the front line. Use your left shift, which is your LT, or your LB, sorry. No, your LT, your whatever the clap is on controller. That's my left shift, all right? Take the Moon Knight out from high ground. You could easily take the Moon Knight off of high ground. Okay, you just saw the Moon Knight jump from the high ground to the other high ground. There you go. There you go. Spam him out. I really think your control settings need to be looked at. Yeah, I think your controller settings need to be looked at. It makes your job a little bit easier with aiming. Right now, I think it's something to do, like someone mentioned dead zone, which I know what that is, but I definitely think your movement on your controller, you can tell. I think if you do that, that would help. Get away from that nest. Watch out behind you. You have a cap. You're stepping on the nest. Good job getting rid of that for your team. Changing your sensitivities, I think it's going to help. Because they're making not super bad decisions, but I feel like their aim just needs a little improvement. And everyone's going to say, well, Scarlet, you don't need aim. It's not the aim that I'm worried about. It's more of like being able to move around with your controller. It looks like there's a lot of stuck movement. Nice kill. Good kill. Good shot. Yep. Focus the Jeff. Focus the Jeff. Will you be able to get it off? I'm surprised that Thor didn't try to take you out. I'm gonna be honest. Yep. Take that out. Good job. Good job. I love that you prioritize taking out I love that you prioritize taking out the nest. I'm not gonna lie, because that gives now mobility to your team to push the car through. However, you know, a lot of your teammates already died. So I think your positioning there wasn't too bad because you were close to your team and you were pushing the cart. Just, I think a lot of what's going on right now is really your controller settings. I think if you can get that to smoothen out a bit, I think you'll see you'll have a better time with movement. Here we go. Scarlet Witch. I love this flank position. Yep, I like this. I like this. Yep, just spam them out. Nice, nice, nice. Focus the Squirrel Girl. She does so much damage. Okay, get out of there. Reposition. Nice, nice job going back to your team. I like that. This is what I was talking about earlier. Taking those off angles where you're close enough to your team really helps. A lot of good Scarlet Witch players will do this. Yep, good job. Take the Moon Knight off behind you. There you go. There you go. Take him out. He's an easy target for you. Good job. Yep. You have that bubble for you in case you get into trouble. I love this flank position. Very good. I like the high ground. This is really good positioning for you. Ooh, I love that. Nice, nice. Okay. Okay, made the Thor turn around. That's awesome. Okay. You have to get out of there now. Go back to your team. Go back to your team. Good job taking the health pack away. Yep. Keep that Thor busy. Keep the Jeff. Don't chase the Jeff. Good job. Good job focusing on target. Yeah, there you go. This is much better positioning. Much better positioning from you than the first two halves. Good job. Great job. Yep. Great job. Great job. Yep. That's amazing. I think your positioning was way better the last half than it was the first half. The first half, you were just way too focused to be in their back line the whole time. I think that positioning there at the end, and this is why this positioning is really good, chat, and we're going to go back to that here in a second. Very good job by you. 57-9 as Scarlet Witch, chat. 57-9. So we're gonna take a look at that last half and why this last half is so important, right? I like this positioning from you because you take the high ground here. You take the high ground, which is exactly what we were talking about throughout this entire game. Taking this high ground away, there we go. Taking this high ground away, taking this space away, these are still close to your healers. You're still close to your team, making sure nobody takes this space. You're able to take this bridge. You're able to go ahead and get into their back line. You can fade in and out. If you get into trouble, there's a health pack here and there's a health pack up there. Those are two different positions that you can get there. And as Scarlet Witch, you have escapability. You have two free escapes. Plus, there's a health pack here and there's a health pack back here. There's different ways that you can flank and still get back to your team and still help with the team fight. Some of your team fights, you were right in the front line, which you shouldn't be in. You should not be always in the front line with your tank. Taking those off angles to put pressure on the opposing healers was really good. I think this last point was probably your best play for the entire game. If you were to look at your last point the most, I think you play that consistently, you'll start seeing that you'll have an easier time with your team fights. This was really good positioning by you on all fronts in the last point. You were able to put that pressure on the opposing team's healers and their backline and still be close to your team because then they can heal you. With a Mantis and an Adam Warlock, they have very low heals, so you want to stay close to your team and protect them because of the fact that they do not have a lot of healing that they can do to keep your tanks up. Adam Warlock is one of the lowest healing outputs in the game, right next to Mantis. So this makes more sense as you continue to play together to keep close to your team so that your team are able to have somebody to protect them in their backline. Wanda's not a bad pick. She's not the best pick always, but she's not a bad pick. This is what I keep telling everybody. Again, this is what I would say. Great job with your positioning in the last point. I think that was a really good job. Your aim, and look at your controller settings. Look at your control settings. Look at seeing what you can do to make that, because there's a lot of movement text that Wanda can do, and I feel like you're having a little bit of trouble when it comes down to her movement with her controllers. So make sure you look at that. It makes it a little bit easier for her aiming. You don't have to really aim so much with Wanda. However, you'll see that your movement may be a little bit smoother if you can just mess with that a little bit with your dead space as far as your controller is concerned. But overall, great job, great win, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day/night.